Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us, and joining me this evening are these lovely ladies.
Yes, Valerie Young.
Aparna Singh.
Thanks for being here. And early happy Halloween.
Yes,
Got your Halloween
great to
stuff
see
ready?
you all.
Yeah, I see you got a new haircut for Halloween.
Oh, thanks a lot. My costume.
Yes, you don't need a
My
costume
Halloween
now.
costume is complete. Thanks for reminding me.
You came ready.
I really
You came
appreciate
ready,
that.
Craig.
Okay.
For your prepared.
Well, we'll try to get over that as we move along here with our news items. And news for seniors glasses early this evening. But here we go, the first of our news items. With Halloween, just around the corner, there's certainly nothing scarier than an impaired driver on the streets. The Arlington County Police Department is in partnership with the Washington Regional Alcohol Program, or RAP, to host a Halloween anti-drunk driving event. This special occasion will help spread the message that buzz driving is drunk driving and will highlight the impact alcohol has on your motor skills. This event is free and open to the public, coming up on Saturday, October 28th, located at the intersection of North Hudson and Wilson Boulevard, beginning at 8 p.m. The street will be closed between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. to accommodate the event. Remember to always celebrate with a plan. Don't let drunk driving ruin your celebrations. Designate a sober driver or plan to take public transportation to get home safely. If you suspect that there is an impaired driver on the road, report to the local law enforcement officials. You can call the Emergency Communications Center at 703-558-2222. That's 703-558-2222, or just call 911. Valerie.
Thanks, Craig. Tonight we introduce you to Washington, D.C.'s newest war memorial. And at just 25 years old, the man who designed it, sitting across from the White House, stands this new memorial which honors those who fought during World War I. While working at a big architectural firm in Chicago, 25-year-old Joe Weishart heard about this project and submitted a winning bid. Weishart admitted that at the time of submission, he did not know much about World War I, like many Americans. Nowadays, he considers himself an expert. The war has been over now for more than 100 years, which means that there are no more first-hand witnesses to share what happened during that journey. This presented a big job for Weishart as we strive to capture the emotion and essence of that time through this memorial. Aparna?
Thank you. New Japanese restaurant opening up on Columbia Pike. Exciting. If you're looking for some fun on a night out in town, try Ryu Izakaya, Columbia Pike's brand new Japanese restaurant. After nearly 1 year of renovation, the restaurant finally moved into the former home of Rincon Thai, another spot in the city. It's a pretty cool place. Neither of the owners are of Japanese descent, but have spent over a decade working in Japanese restaurants in the DC area. They are a couple who immigrated over to the United States from Thailand. The restaurant serves more casual Japanese dishes and includes a bar that stays open late nights. So part of the restaurant's mission is to expose people to Japanese street food such as yakitori and donburi. I love donburi. As well as Japanese staples like ramen and sushi. Some other highlights from the menu are spicy tuna, salmon, crunchy tempura, and eel sauce. This is making me so hungry. So go support this new business. The address is 3030 Columbia Pike, Arlington, Virginia. CBB items. Craig.
Spicy tuna. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to try
I
that
know.
myself. Spicy tuna sounds pretty good, along with the crunchy tempura.
Right about now.
Okay, here we go now with our CBB, Community Bulletin Board items. If you're interested in writing and you need some inspiration, you can go look into joining the Courthouse Writers Group. Session takes place every other Tuesday, where you can participate in constructive criticism and the craft of writing. This group consists of poets, creative writers, and professional writers, and is led by an experienced volunteer. The event takes place at the courthouse library, that is, and it's in the parking lot there, located in the garage beneath the Bozeman Government Center. or Bosman, I should say, excuse me. It is free on the weekends and after 5 p.m. on weekdays. The location is also accessible by Metro Orange and Silver Lines and by bus. For more information on this writers group, you can email LIB, L-I-B, Courthouse, L-I-B Courthouse at arlingtonva.us, or give them a call at 228-703 in the front of that, 228-3352, 228-3352. Valerie.
Thanks, Craig. Immerse yourself in the heartbeats of history during Native American Heritage Month. Attend a drum-inspired paper craft event for children located at Courthouse Library in the children's area. Listen to stories about indigenous traditions and at the same time discover the artistry of Native American drums. Children will be guided on how to make their very own paper drum. This special event takes place on Thursday, November 9th at 3:30 p.m. RSVP to receive an event reminder by email. Admission is on a first-come, first-served basis. Call 703-228-3352 or email lib-courthouse@arlingtonva.us for more information. Sounds fun to make these drums.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, stick around.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back.
Earlier this summer, we brought you a story on Soul in Motion, African Dance and Drum. And tonight, here to join us is the group's founder and artistic director, Michael Friend. Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Valerie.
Yes, and can you tell us about Soul in Motion, African Dance and Drum?
Well, Soul in Motion is dedicated to sharing the beauty, what I call the beauty and the richness of the African American culture with diverse audiences. We do it through African dance, drum, and theater. And I think it's just really important to, not to just have the culture, but share it with all people.
Absolutely, and you have such a great career in music and acting. What motivated you to start Soul in Motion Players in 1984?
Well, I have to reach back to my past. I grew up in Philadelphia, and I grew up with dance and drum with Arthur Hall. And when I graduated from Howard in 1981, I was working for the government, Department of Defense, as an administrative assistant.
As most people do work for the government.
Yes, exactly. And after about 3 years of doing that, I'm going, I'm not really making a difference. Like, I want to do something to make a difference. And I thought about my past, and I was thinking, wow, as a kid, it really impacted me positively, to drum and dance. So while sitting at my desk, I said, I got to come up with a name. And Soul in Motion popped in my head. And I think the reason why it popped in my head, because I thought, you know what, Michael, you got to get up from this desk and put your soul in motion. I said, that's it. That's the name. And I stayed at that job this is probably important for young people, I stayed at that job for 5 years. That was the first 5 years of Soul in Motion. I really wanted to get it up and running before I took the leap.
And that's a good idea. Yeah, exactly.
To get out there. And in '89, I went full-time with it, and the rest is history, as they say.
Awesome. Yeah, and I love the name Soul in Motion. Love that name.
Thank you.
And so, why do you think it's important to showcase African culture?
Yeah, I think it's important on both sides of the fence for our young people to understand how important we are to this culture, how we help to build this society, especially now. It's just so much. I think a lot of our people don't see our importance. And so, my mentor, Tony Browder, Egyptologist from Howard, really talks about the monuments here, the monuments in Senegal, the monuments in Africa, and how you see the parallels, symbols on the dollar bill, and all these things are our culture. This is our richness. And I think if we can spread the word more and more and get people to not feel so downtrodden and understand how we are contributors to this. And then also on the other side with the diversity piece, we really have to do a better job of being tolerant of each other, our differences, because if we really discover that, we find out we have more things in common than we have that are different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the arts can do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how is African dance and drum used, for entertainment or ceremonies in the culture?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So it is entertaining to many of us, but it's important that we as teachers and our teachers, we understand the essence of the dances, the essence of the rhythms, and how they are presented in Africa. Some are for cultures, others are for farming, industrial farming. Dances are done. Dances are done for the different deities, for water, rain. So as you understand the purpose, we can then adapt it and really kind of apply it to our culture as African Americans. So there are dances about slavery. And of course, when we think of slavery, we think about slavery in the United States. But slavery was different in Africa. It looked different. And so we can take it, understand our inspiration to it, and sort of put our twist to it as African Americans. But I always tell my young people, you got to know the rules to break the rules. And so we really kind of strive on that.
And that's excellent because it's really about teaching the history of it to move it forward to something new even.
Exactly. Yes.
Absolutely. And so I know that you've been so involved with arts and music. How important are the arts, music, and theater and dance to you?
I think it's very important in the sense that there's no really other vehicle that you can go into the theater. You can go into the theater, you can go into the park where there's drumming, there's music, and nobody's thinking about perhaps what color you are, what church you go to, what team you cheer for. Music has the arts have the way of really just kind of breaking down all those. And if we could take that outside of the theater, like when the show is over, and just carry it on, oh wow, I think it's the answer to a lot of the issues that we have in our society. But it has to happen through the arts. And in a lot of ways, it does. When places where you look, Mount Rainier, for instance, we are a resident company out of Mount Rainier, Joe's Moving Emporium. And that institution has single-handedly just sort of changed that whole Mount Rainier area through the arts, generation by generation, bringing young people in when they're kids. They become teenagers, and you see them now as young adults. And the arts just sort of, and so it's grassroots. It really does start, it makes a change. It has to start with the arts.
Absolutely. And I always say that when you get in motion, you forget about things. You forget about the ego and all of that.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we're all one.
That's right. That's right. That's the beauty of it.
That is the beauty. Well, I know that you probably have some great events coming up for Soul in Motion. So can you tell us about what you guys have coming up?
Certainly. So the big thing we have, we do an annual event at Joe's every February. And this year it was called Harmony. And we were asked to bring that show to Black Rock Center for the Arts in Germantown to open up their new season. That'll happen on September 22nd.
I've been there actually.
Have you?
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
beautiful
nice,
facility.
really nice
it's
facility.
It's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
And so, so we're taking our whole machine up there. We're featuring an a cappella group called the Ambassadors from Nigeria. We're presenting Osajifo Dance Ensemble from Ghana. We have More Than a Drum out of Prince George's. So we bring this whole thing to Black Rock. And I was just talking to the producers. I'm excited about it because the place only seats a couple hundred people. Not a problem. People are going to come out. People are going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
And buy tickets, because, and it's all about collaborative effort in our community. Our community is wider than just Soul in Motion. Community is wide through all these different ensembles. And that's just to preface what we're going to do on our 40th anniversary next year. It'll be it's always large every 10 years. So, but that one at Black Rock, I'm really excited about it. I think we get an opportunity. Montgomery County is our home, so it's nice to be able to bring that show back home. And I think people are just going to be sort of blown away by the culture.
And do you have a date for that?
Yeah, so that's September 22nd. I think that's a Friday night,
Okay.
8 o'clock p.m.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And I've seen a lot of your videos here, and I see you have, from young to old, the young children to the older. So how do people get involved with Soul in Motion?
So we rehearse every Tuesday night at Joe's Moving Emporium, 8:30 to 10:30. People come in and say, every Tuesday? We have a running joke. We say, every Tuesday.
Rain or shine.
That's right. Every Tuesday night, we are there. And that's a great way. A lot of the young people that get involved are children of the ensemble, dancers or drummers. So we have a few young people that are doing it now. We have tried doing classes, but our performance schedule always is pretty crazy. So sometimes what we'll do is if we know people are coming, we'll take the first hour of the rehearsal and do a class. And then the second half of the rehearsal, we'll do rehearsal. If we know people are coming to take sort of warm up down the floor or that kind of thing, we have to kind of combine it. And, it's a blessing to be very busy, but we are very busy schedule-wise. Juneteenth has become the new Black History Month, and it was
Absolutely.
crazy busy for us this year.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds like you have a wide array of people that come to get involved.
We do, from, ages. We got probably the oldest is 77, 78, to the youngest now, mid-20s. So there is a span. And it's funny, I think about that because when I first started Solar Motion, the folks that were involved were my peers from Howard University. Now they come in and they go, they call me Baba, Uncle, I'm thinking, wow, these are, young people now. So you just kind of wake up one day and you're Baba Mike.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you, Michael Friend, for coming out and telling us about Soul in Motion. It sounds like you guys have some great things going on and coming up. And we definitely want you to come back and perform for Arlington Weekly News. I mean, you got to come back in our studio and give us a little show here.
Sounds like a date.
All right. Yeah, we'll be waiting for you to come back. Thank you again. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, taking it away. Here we go with the next of our, I guess we're still doing CBB, right? So this one is for students in grades 9 through 12. Young adults will be able to sample different genres and books from the library's teen collection. The group meets on the second Tuesday of every month. The book of the month can be picked up at the library's Central Youth Services desk. Tuesday, November 14, they'll be discussing Belle of the Ball by Mary Costa. Costa? Is that right? Mary or Mari? I asked you about that earlier. I can't remember.
Mari.
Mari, thank you. Mari Costa, my apologies. Tuesday, December 12, they'll be discussing True True by Don Hooper. Registration will be required for this event, and it will be held in the Quincy Room of the Central Library. To pick up a reserved print for this month's book club, please register online with the library or visit the library in person at the Central Library Youth Services desk. Books are available on a first-come, first-served basis, so get there early if you've picked out your favorite book. Attendees are encouraged to place holds on available print and digital copies. For more information, give them a call, 703-228-5946, 228-5946. Moving right along now, our formerly called News for Seniors, 55 Plus announcements. Valerie.
Well, thanks, Craig. I have a question for you both. And in tonight's 55 Plus items, do you want to live
Fire away.
longer and happier in your retirement years? That's the question.
Both.
Absolutely.
How about both?
Well, join this exciting lecture and slideshow from Brad Brickford, licensed and clinical social worker and Arlington resident. Several topics will be discussed, such as exercise, nutrition, personal care products, humor, and relationships. Family, communication skills, and spirituality will also be a few more topics discussed. Lover Run will be holding this event on Wednesday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Register online or by phone at arlingtonva.us/DPR and 703-228-4747. Aparna?
Thanks, Valerie. Financial literacy for women. This is something I could really use. The Arlington County Office of Virginia Cooperative Extension Service is offering a series of financial planning services. This event is intended to empower women and encourage them to make savvy financial decisions. The two-part series begins on Monday, November 6th at 6 p.m., located at the Columbia Pike Library. Part 2 will begin the following Monday, November 13th, also at 6 p.m. in the same location. Both parts of the series will focus on future life events, estate planning. Registration is required for the event. You can sign up for one or both classes. Each session will require a separate registration. For more information, call 703-228-5710. Community art programmer Jim Holleran takes you into a deep dive behind the works of 3 popular artists. Find out what was happening behind the scenes and beneath the surface of some famous artwork. A short demo of all these artists' work and different poses will take place during a discussion afterwards. This will be a virtual session taking place on Friday, November 17th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Visit arlingtonva.us/DPR for more information. Craig,
All right.
take it away.
Thanks, Aparna. Here we go. Next item about Hawaiian Cultural Center, the the letter E, Ala'i Hawaiian Cultural Center, located in Alexandria, is hosting a gala ball to honor our Hulu Kapuna, translated to precious elders. It's kind of nice to be in the Kapuna Club
Yeah.
for once, I guess. Anyway, this event will include Hawaiian cuisine, yay, Hawaiian food,
Wow.
hula dancers from the DMV area, and
I
that's
love
coming
that.
up on November 4. Ticket prices are $75 per person, pretty pricey, and free for guests over the age of 65. Attendees are also encouraged to take advantage of the early bird special, as prices will soon go up to $100, so get there and get that $25 discount, get in there early. Hawaiian baskets and a stunning raku pot are just a few of the items that will be auctioned at the gala. In light of the recent Maui tragedy, the goal is to donate 100% of the auction proceeds to help students, teachers, and families who are impacted by the recent fires in Hawaii. For more information on this event, please visit www.ealaehcc.org. All right, I think that's it. Anything else to add, ladies?
Well, I think we are at the end
We got to
here.
page 10 and it's blank, so we must be done, all right?
We're having too much fun up here.
And nothing,
We are too much.
there's nothing on page 10, it's over. So that's about it for this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. We thank you for watching. We wish you a happy Halloween. Indeed, we do, a happy and safe Halloween. And come back and join us next time for another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. See you. Take care.
See you.
Bye.
See
Bye-bye.
you next time.